In today's video, we're diving into something that every eBay seller needs to understand, and that is how the eBay search algorithm works. Throughout this entire video, I'm going to share with you all of the tips and tricks that you need to know to make sure that your listings are getting seen. And if you're frustrated that your items aren't getting the views or sales that you expected, then this video is for you. Because I'm going to break it all down in a way that's easy to understand, and more importantly, I'll show you exactly what you can do to make sure that you're getting as many views and sales as you can on your listings. So let's jump right in. Okay, let's start with what the eBay algorithm actually is. eBay's algorithm is called Cassini, and it's designed to help buyers find the most relevant, high-performing listings whenever a buyer searches for something. Cassini works a lot like Google's search engine. It takes whatever a buyer is searching for and it pulls all of the best data available to show their customers. So if a buyer types in something like Nike Air Max 270 size 10, eBay's Cassini algorithm quickly scans all of the available listings and decides which ones to show and in what order. So if your listing isn't well optimized, your listing might end up buried on page 5 or even page 6 of eBay's search results. And let's be honest, most buyers never make it that far. Nearly every customer buys a product from the first page of search results, and most of those customers buy the listings that show up at the very top of the page that pops up. So let's talk about how you can work with the algorithm instead of against it. First, your title is one of the most important parts of your listing when it comes to search visibility. eBay gives you up to 80 characters to use on your title for a reason, so it's important to make sure that you're using them all. When writing your titles, you should always aim to include relevant keywords that the buyers are actually searching for. That means putting in details like the brand, model, size, color, and even condition if it's important. You want to avoid wasting space on words like awesome, look, or must see. These don't help you show up in search and can actually hurt your position in the algorithm because eBay considers adjectives like those as spam. For example, instead of saying something like awesome shoes size 10 look, it's better to use something like Nike Air Max 270 men's size 10 black and red running shoes. This title includes the brand, model, gender, size, color, and item type, all of the things that a buyer might be searching for. So remember, the more relevant your title is, the more likely that it will be that your listing could show up in the top of eBay search results. So next, let's talk about your photos. While photos don't have keywords like a title, they do affect how your listing performs on eBay's search algorithm. eBay wants to promote listings that give buyers a great experience. And clear, high-quality photos do exactly that. When creating a listing, you should always aim to use multiple photos, ideally at least 6 to 12. The more photos that you have in your listing, the better it's going to perform. So make sure to photograph your item from different angles. And also, if there are any tags on your item, any flaws, or accessories, make sure to include them in your photos as well. Another huge tip is to make sure that your lighting is good and that your product photos are taken on a clean background, preferably a white one. If you take your photos on a white background, your listing could also possibly show up on external search results outside of eBay, like on Google Shopping. If you don't have a white background, you can always use eBay's AI background removal tool, which is located in the photo settings of your listing. When taking photographs, avoid distractions and don't ever use watermarks or borders. If you follow these guidelines, it will lead you to getting more clicks on your listings. And the more clicks on your listings tell eBay's algorithm that your listing is performing well, which helps boost its visibility. Now let's move on to your description. I know a lot of sellers rush through this part, but it's actually a lot more important than you might think. eBay's algorithm reads your description, especially the first few lines, so it helps to repeat some of the key terms from your title in your description. You don't have to keyword stuff your item description, but it's important to reinforce what the item actually is. Its features, specifications, and conditions should all be mentioned in your item description. And make sure if your item has any flaws that you describe them clearly. You should also aim to use simple formatting. So aim for short paragraphs or even a few bullet points to make your description easy to skim. The overall goal when writing item descriptions is to build trust with your buyers. The more informed your buyer feels, the more likely they are to make a purchase, and the higher conversion rate will improve your placement in search results. Speaking of conversion, pricing is another big factor. If your items are priced too high compared to other sellers, then they're going to be less likely to sell. And if they don't sell, eBay sees that as a signal that it's not a great listing. So take time to research prices and do your homework. Look at sold listings to see what similar items have gone for. And you can also use eBay's built-in Terapeak research tool inside of Seller Hub if you have access to it. You don't have to be the lowest price on eBay, but your items should be priced competitively. Also, consider offering best offer offer or running a promotion to make your listings even more appealing. And another thing, also don't underestimate the power of free shipping. eBay will often boost listings that have free shipping because buyers love it, and so does the algorithm. So speaking of shipping speed and return policies also affect your visibility in search. eBay wants to highlight sellers who offer a great overall buying experience, so if you can, you should offer 1-day handling time and always upload tracking info as well. If you're consistently shipping quickly on eBay, eBay will notice it. And that's the same thing with return policies. Offering a 30-day return window can give your listings a boost. Even if buyers don't end up returning an item, just having that policy in place can increase buyer confidence, which leads to better conversions and a higher ranking in eBay search results. Another factor that plays a role in the visibility of your eBay listings is your overall seller performance. Cassini looks at things like your feedback score, how often you cancel orders, whether you respond to messages quickly, and how often you ship on time. All of those things go into your overall account health, and the better your account health is, the more likely eBay is going to push your listings higher in search. And if you're a top-rated seller, that gives you an even bigger advantage. So if you're not already there, make that your overall goal. Now, one of the most overlooked factors in all of this is your click-through rate and your conversion rate. Click-through rate is how often people click on your listings after seeing it in search results. Conversion rate is how often they actually buy those items once they've clicked on your listing. Now, both of those metrics tell eBay whether or not your listing is actually doing its job. High-performing listings, or ones that get clicked on and purchased frequently, get rewarded with better placement on eBay. So how do you improve these numbers? Start with a great title and thumbnail photo to attract initial clicks. Then, once you've made that click, make sure that your price, description, and shipping terms help close the deal. Alright, here's one last final bonus tip. You want to aim to keep your listings fresh. If something hasn't sold in a while, don't just let it sit on eBay. You want to either revise it or end it and then relist it as a new item. Better yet, you can use the sell similar option instead of just straight relisting it, because that can help reset the listing's freshness and give it a little boost in search. You should also consider using promoted listings. Even a small promoted listings bid can boost your items into more prominent spots on eBay, and that exposure can lead to clicks, conversions, and eventually organic ranking improvements. Finally, try to schedule your listings to go live during peak buyer times. I found that usually evenings and weekends are best for scheduling listings because that's when buyers are more likely to be shopping on eBay. So there you have it, a full breakdown of how eBay's algorithm works and what you can do to get your listings seen. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button down below and consider subscribing to my channel. If you do, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video like this one. Also, let me know down in the comments what eBay tips you'd like to learn about in future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye guys.